Yesterday morning in Denver, Pat Burns was relieved of his duties as coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And with that announcement, Pat Burns was gone, a victim of circumstance and high expectations. The team he coached into a contender simply could not contend with the 2-month slump. And because of that, Fletcher had to fire him.
We have confidence that our players are a lot better than they've been playing recently. That's obvious. And we think they can get it back together. And that's why we made the change.
The change to Nick Beverley, whose inexperience puts the onus on the players to recapture their winning ways. He put the players through their paces at practice this morning, his first since he was a head coach in New Haven in 1985.
The bottom line is that one of the biggest things that has to change is the mindset. And we always say you can't just reach into the air and grab confidence and hand it to the players. It comes from within. So we're going to be accentuating the positive and doing everything we can to support them in that vein and make them feel good about themselves again and just get out there and play hard.
No one played harder than Mike Foligno. And to communicate the value of that, he's been added as yet another assistant.
One of my greatest attributes is to be able to speak to people, to be able to communicate with people. And I think that that's one of the first things I'm going to have to try to do to make sure that every player is understanding of what is expected of them and what our expectations are as a coaching staff.
The expectation is Foligno's infectious nature will have a spillover effect on what appears to be a divided dressing room. Divided about Pat Burns and about how to handle losing.
I don't think there's a problem in the dressing room. I think guys are looking for excuses. Guys are looking the other way. I think every player in that dressing room has to take fault for the way we've played. And it starts from myself, you know, our line that's out there on a given night all the way down to the fourth line.
In short, Burns took the blame, but isn't the only one to blame. He knew it, the players know it, and some even admit it.
I said I'm number one on the list of why a man got fired. And that's not an easy pill to swallow.
You know, I think everyone felt like they did let Pat down in a way that, he's the guy that loses his job.
Well, it must be very tough for a guy to, come in with 18 games left and try to turn this whole boat around. We've dug a very big hole for ourselves, and the best part is we're still in a playoff spot.
Make no mistake about it, Pat Burns may be gone, but the problems plaguing the players remain. Yet it remains to be seen if they have what it takes to prove to Cliff Fletcher that this latest move is the right one. Rob Sinclair for Sportsline.
It was very apparent that today's decision was not an easy one for the man making the call. Cliff Fletcher could have made this move earlier. Rob talked to him about that earlier today.
Can you tell us a bit why this has hit you so hard personally?
Well, it's like admitting defeat, I don't believe firing someone is the answer necessarily to anything, and it's just a part of the business that I don't particularly like.
Was it really the only recourse at this point?
At this stage, I don't know what other recourse there was. We've been trying for 2 months to get out of the slump we've been in, and we've only won 3 games out of 22, and there's only 17 games left in the season. If we continue on the way we've played since the 11th of January, then we won't make the playoffs. So we have 7 of our next 9 games at home. We have to get it going in a hurry, and this is the way I hope that we can.
You said you had many discussions with Pat Burns. How did he receive the news that he was in fact being relieved of his duties? Pat
was very frustrated in the inability to turn things around. I think he understood very, very well that something had to be done, and I thanked him for the great contribution he made to the Maple Leafs, the 2 terrific runs in '93 and '94, and I wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors.
You talked to the players and said it's time to get your act together. You were very emphatic at the press conference in saying that. How do you expect them to respond to this and to Nick Beverley?
Well, I guess we'll find out what the next episode has in store for us about 10:30 tomorrow night after our next game.
Are you concerned about the confidence of this team and how it can respond?
Yes, I'm very concerned about the confidence. I mean, the players have to just go out there and react and not think. And I think with just a new twist with 2 new people like Nick Beverley and Mike Foligno in there, maybe giving almost the same message but in a different context will bring about a refreshing change, and people respond to change, and hopefully our players will.